Hello, my name is Omar Rampersad. It is November 18th, 2016 at 7:59 p.m. here in Toronto. So today I want to talk about a couple of things that relates to community targeting and the way in which I'm experiencing it. So I am suspecting that there is a conspiracy involved to have me mentally committed. And part of that conspiracy is people signing affidavits based on misinterpretations, lies, and so on, and taking it to a magistrate and having several warrants issued for mental evaluation. Claims like, she's sick, she's not working, she's had several mental health episodes, quote unquote, her foot is swollen, no food to eat, and so on. As you can tell, I am looking pretty healthy from this video, so I definitely have enough to eat. But these claims are being made specifically to make me look like I'm not able to take care of myself. So it's justified to send a nurse to look after me and to have me in the system as somebody to watch. Because we're at the edge and we're borderline and we are mentally retarded and we are mentally ill and emotionally unstable and so on. Um, any any indication of emotional instability, if there is any, would have been a direct result of being harassed, criminally harassed. So there is no underlying mental illness, as I've stated before in my other videos. So there is another issue here I'd like to talk about. The second one is because of all this activity where people are suspecting me of all kinds of silly things like stealing and so on. Um, I'm being monitored, I'm suspecting, in the workplace, and this, of course, is not being disclosed to me. It's just something that I've experienced in the last little while. I do believe that my family is involved. I do believe that my family is taking part in the community targeting, or some members of my family, excuse me, I should say. Um, because it adds credibility. I mean, if your family's calling you all kinds of names like prostitute, thief, it's doing all kinds of criminal activity, then it lends credibility to all the other claims that's being said. I do believe that the goal of what I'm suspecting some members of my family is doing is claiming the lies that's being told. It's just out and out lies. Um, is being the goal is to have me in a mental institution because the belief is I was supposed to have followed the family's instructions and not rebel and so on. So there is a lot of conservative views in my family, and I just didn't go along with it. So I do believe that's the basis for the lies that's being told. If any family members out there listening to this, um, it's not a very nice thing to do to tell lies about things that never happened. Suspicions like being a sexual pervert and so on. Masturbation seemed to be a big issue here with my family. Although they've never mentioned it one on one, I do believe that because they think that the activity is a sin, and they believe that it should not be done, especially by women, and especially one who's not married. They are taking part in the community targeting because the belief is so strongly held. Um, there is no criminal activity here. The criminal activity is, I'm suspecting, is the conspiracy being carried out. So the other aspect of being surveilled in workplaces, as I started talking about before, is there seemed to be some sort of a contract or a subcontract that's being entered to by members in my workplace, members of the company, workers of the company, I should say, in the workplace, where they would go to the family, or if I'm registered in a system somewhere, to an agency, to a court, I'm not quite sure. And they would take out these documents saying, well, we're going to look after this person because this person is represented in the system as mentally ill, mentally retarded, and we're going to surveil her here and give her a job and make sure she's all right. Now, this contract would have been for, I'm suspecting, a period of time that I'm supposed to be staying in the company if it's a contract. However, I believe that these contracts are being extended beyond the time that I'm in the company. So in a way, this is enslavement to that particular company, because this company then has authority to call you back because they have this contract to surveil, or they can lease you out, quote unquote, to another company if you were to take another job somewhere else. This, in my view, is corporate enslavement, and it's control over a person by a corporation that should not have control over a private person. I think this is criminal activity and it should not be happening. If any members of my family is taking part in this by subcontracting out the surveillance that they somehow got through a court system, or some sort of an authority, some sort of an agency that had authority to do that, please stop doing so, because it's ruined my reputation, because it's setting me up to be solicited, especially if somebody came along and saw an affidavit saying, I used to be a prostitute, or I am a prostitute. It's setting me up to be solicited by criminals, and it's also taking away my credibility. There is absolutely nothing wrong with me. There is no mental illness. As I stated before, I am suspecting that I am a victim of a conspiracy to criminalize and to have me mentally committed. So this is just my little blurb to tell my side of the story, and just to explain some of the lies that's being told out in the public that's putting my life in danger. I could easily be physically assaulted. I am verbally assaulted already in public. I hear things like, you're chipped, she's chipped, directed conversations around me, not directly to me, but conversations around me, consistently saying things like, she's a prostitute, she solicits, she's nasty, she stinks, she smells, there's poop anywhere she goes, there is a nick in her bladder, there's a leak in her bladder, stuff like this, personal things that's not true. None of it is true. It's just propaganda and an attempt to defame. Actually, it's not an attempt, it's already been done. Should not be done. Talk to you another time.